we are talking about 5 ways to sell more advisory services. So if you are frustrated that you're giving away your advice for free, if you are frustrated that you're not getting paid the value that you want to be paid, if you are frustrated with being stuck in the weeds and doing all the work for clients, then today's live will really help you and support you, because I'm going to be giving you 5 ideas so that you can go out and sell more advisory services. So let's dive on in, and let's talk about how advisory can absolutely change your life. So what we're going to be focusing on is selling more advisory and coaching. Now, a lot of people say to me, what is advisory, Amanda? Well, a lot of the time it's sitting there listening to your clients complain about their business and be in so much pain and looking for a confidant that they can turn to. Is someone to help them, keep them accountable, translate the numbers, help them put together plans and strategies. It's all those kind of things. And that comes under advisory and coaching. So that's basically what I'm talking about when it comes to actually selling more advisory, okay? Then what we're going to be talking about is how to turn silence into sales. So we're going to be looking at how we can have the situation where nobody's buying advisory, how to actually get them to actually buy and take those sales conversations with you. And we're going to be talking about building recurring and reliable revenue. So, quick reminder, advisory is amazing because it gives you recurring income, right? But not just small recurring income, not like compliance work where you're getting paid 300, 400, 500 pounds a month for your services. We're talking about 12 months of very high value fees. And this gives you confidence, it gives you stability, it gives you breathing space in your business so that you can enjoy your life. You don't have to be overworked, you don't have to be underpaid. Actually, what can happen is you can work fewer hours and get paid even more. Advisory is so important for you to not get burnt out, to enjoy what you're doing, to have a bigger impact on the world. You can make a bigger impact on the world by doing deeper work with clients. And it feels kind of counterintuitive because you're working with less people, but what's actually happening is you are impacting their businesses so much more than when you're just doing compliance. So fewer clients, more profit for you, more profit for your clients because you're helping them more, and no huge team is needed, which means that you don't have the stress and the headaches of running a team. So there's a few ways that you can deliver advisory, and I'm not going to go deep into it today, but I just want you to get your head around it doesn't just have to be one-on-one advisory, although I do recommend starting with that. You can sell advisory through courses, through memberships. You can have VIP days, which are brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant for you for a cash injection, and they're brilliant for your clients because you're working on one strategy with them to help transform their life. And we can do this through group VIP days. You can do it through one-on-one advisory as well. And one-on-one advisory tends to mean that you're going to work with your clients for sort of 12 to 36 months or more. And what we need to do is actually purposefully sell it rather than give it away for free, as we have been doing when we've been doing it as an add-on, or if somebody asks us a question or something like that, we end up giving it away for free. So I always recommend that we begin with one-to-one packages, and the easiest way to do this is in a 3 to 12 month container. Now, this is about framing rather than that being your actual offer. So when we work with someone, we say we typically work with you for 3 to 12 months initially, but we work with our clients for up to 36 months, okay? And we build your advisory offer around your methodology, your method, the way that you work with your clients. Now, one-to-one is super powerful, which is why I recommend you start with it before you move into courses and doing things like that, because it gives your client a deeper transformation when you're talking about their numbers. One-to-one is most powerful when you're talking about the private stuff, the stuff that they don't want the world to know about and don't want to necessarily sit in a group of people sharing their dirty laundry, right? Our numbers in our business can often feel like dirty laundry. So we don't want to share that in a group setting, which is why one-to-one advisory is so powerful. And it means you can charge as well for that. It gives a deeper transformation for your clients. It means that they have tailored support, and it's life and business changing for both you and your client. So the 5 ways that I'm going to be talking about today so that you can sell more advisory is 1, design for transformation, 2, create urgency, 3, have a one-time session upsell, 4, get comfy with sales, and 5, make sure you follow up with warm leads. And I'm going to go deep into all of these today on today's video. So tip 1 is all about designing your offer. And the way that we design your offer is always with the transformation first. So we don't ever want to say, oh, it's a 6-week program or a 3-month program or a 12-month program. What we want to say is actually this is how we transform your situation in our time together. So the way that we do that is we say, this is where you are, start with point A. This is where you want to be, point B. And then you, as the advisor, need to build the path of where they are to where they want to be. And that is what you sell, the transformation you're going to give them. So what you need to do is ask yourself, where are my clients now? What are their pains? What are their fears? What are their frustrations? What are they really fed up with? What are they really scared about? What's keeping them awake at 3 o'clock in the morning? And then I want you to conversely go, well, where do they actually want to be? What does the Holy Grail look like? So where are they now? I call the Valley of Despair. And where they want to be, I call the Mountain of Success. So where are they now and where do they want to be? And then the gap is the bit that is your advisory offer. That's what you're bridging. And that gap transforms everything for your client. And when it transforms everything for your client, what happens is you then get paid for your services in a way that's high value. And we call this a signature methodology, and it's 3 key milestones. It has clear steps and it's a predictable journey. And what happens is when people buy a transformation and they buy this methodology, they feel very safe. They feel like you're a leader and you know what you're talking about. They don't feel like they're working with somebody that's kind of making it up as they go along, because they've bought into this container, and it makes people go, do you know what? There's a process, there's method in your madness, and I trust you. You're not just winging it. And that's why every advisor must have a signature methodology, and it comes from diving very deep into your experience, your education, and who you are, and we marry that up with the Valley of Despair, the Mountain of Success, and bridging that gap. And it's a phenomenal, really phenomenal way to transform your clients' lives. So what we do is we sell the process, we explain the transformation, we explain your steps, and we package it so that it sells itself. And you don't have to justify your fees because your methodology makes so much sense that your clients have confidence in what you're doing. The second tip to sell more advisory services is to create urgency. If you are constantly selling advisory, and every day when a client comes to you and says, hey, I need your help, and you go, right, it's this amount of money, and they go, okay, actually, I might wait 3 months, you have to change the narrative. So you need to treat your advisory services like a launch. And we talk about running quarterly campaigns in the Business Advisor Academy, so that what we do is we run a campaign around an advisory offer every quarter, and our marketing leads to that, and there's method in the way that we do it. So we treat it like a launch. So if there's no urgency, there is no action. And if there's no action and you say, oh, you can join any time, I'll do it later never ever comes. People won't make a decision. Prime example is I have people, if they don't buy within the first 5 days of saying that they're going to work with me, the chance of them buying is slim to none. I would say 1 out of 100 people buy later as they said that they're going to. So we have to create urgency to get people to make a decision and buy now. So the best thing to do to launch your advisory is pick a launch date and promote it hard for a week. You could actually promote it hard for a week, a month, or even a quarter, which we highly recommend you do, and invite people into the offer. That's the way to do the launch. So an example launch could look like a 7-day live stream series. You could teach, you could coach, you could share stories around why this offer is so great, and you can make a clear offer. That's how I suggest you do a launch. And then what we do is we reuse the offer. We have the same offer, but with a new angle, a new hook, a new launch. And we do this every single quarter. And this campaign-driven way of actually launching our advisory offer means that our marketing is focused, our clients or our potential clients know what we're talking about. It means we can practice different marketing angles. We can practice the way that we show up. We can build our confidence and know that the first campaign we run, it might be a bit meh. The second campaign, our confidence has grown and we're going to try a different angle. Third campaign, we're starting to get proof of concept. Fourth campaign, we're on a mission and we've got momentum. All right. So it's really important that we reuse the same offer, but with a new angle, new hook, and a new launch. Tip 3 is actually my favorite way to get more recurring subscription advisory clients. So we're going to use a one-time session and we're going to use it as an upsell bridge. So the way that we do that is we say, hey, you can buy a 2-hour planning session or a profit power session, zero or cash flow incentive. You can say, right, we can spend a half a day working in a VIP container. All of these things, these are all session ideas. We're not selling recurring advisory. We're selling one thing with one outcome. This in itself is a specific methodology. So if you're selling a zero or cash flow intensive, you don't sell it as a zero intensive, you sell it with an outcome that your clients want to have. So an example could be if you want to sell a 12-month advisory service at 2.5K a month, you could sell a half-day session at 1.5K, and then you could say to people, I will credit the 1.5K if you then move into our ongoing advisory. Okay, so that's the way to do that. And the reason why this works so well is that they get a really quick win because you've fixed one problem that they have. They feel like you have given a huge amount of value. So therefore they've built that know, like, trust factor. So now they know you, now they like you, now they trust you that little bit more. And they feel like they're saving money because you're crediting it back to the recurring subscription that you're going to have with your clients for your advisory work. So your aim in the one-time upsell is to deliver a strong result and show them what's possible by working with you and invite them to go deeper at the end of it. Tip 4 is about getting comfortable with the sales conversation. And I know that you guys have a real problem with this, and I really want to support you with it. The problem is that if you have calls with clients and they don't convert, it's often, especially if you've got a signature methodology in place, it's often around your confidence, not around your capability. So we need to work on your confidence. So a lot of the time you don't like selling because you feel like it's slimy and icky, and like you don't want to sell to people because you don't like being sold to. Nobody likes being sold to, but they do like to buy, by the way. So no one likes being sold to. Everyone likes spending money, right? Even if it's like something that they don't really need, it's fun, right? So what we have to do is reframe the sales. Sales is helping, sales is service, and sales is leadership. Now, if someone has a problem, and this is really important, if someone has a problem and you fail to show that you are the solution to that problem and you don't help them make a decision to get themselves out of the situation they're in, you're doing them a disservice. You're actually doing people more harm by not selling to them if you know you have the solution to their problem than by going, oh, it's okay, I understand, maybe it's not the time for you. And even when someone says, ooh, I don't know if I can afford it, you have to say to them, can you afford not to do this? And that can feel hard and that can feel difficult. But when we come from a place of serving, knowing that our offer is exactly what they need to help their business, then we have to say these difficult things. So when they go, ooh, I can't find the money for this, you will say to them, well, actually, in 12 months' time, your situation is going to be even worse and it's going to be even more difficult to find the money. So why don't we see if there's a way to sort this out now? All right, we have to reframe sales. Watch out for these things, okay? Undercharging to avoid selling, so giving a discount. Never actually asking for the sale because you feel bad of the situation people are in. I've been there before. I listen to how people are stuck and they don't have any money and how they are overworked and can't take on any more. So I've been in situations where I've gone, oh my gosh, if you're that busy, maybe you shouldn't do my course because you're too busy. But of course, my course takes you out of busyness. It gives you more money and it gives you your time back. But I have before, not now, but before, I've gone, oh, do you know what? You're so busy. Maybe you shouldn't do it. And that keeps them stuck. And they're no longer going to ever be able to get out of this busy, poor cycle where my program is the solution, right? So we have to not make decisions for people, and we have to actually ask people if they want to buy. And we don't feel that silence. So when we say to someone, would you like to join us? You don't then keep talking. You don't rush to fill the silence. You stop because people need time to think. All right. Now, especially for my guys, as you know, I work with you lot, accountants and bookkeepers. You're thinkers. You need time to think whether or not this is a good decision for you. Your clients are no different from you. All right. So don't fill the silence when you say, would you like to join us? Don't fill the silence. Just let them think. It's good for them. Helps them make a decision. And then tip 5, fortune is in the follow-up. Now, this is something that none of us do enough. The average amount of times you have to ask someone to buy and follow up is 8. I reckon you have sales calls, and if people say no, you leave it. So I want you to think about now, who are your warm leads? All right. Who are the people that you've spoken to before? They could be your existing compliance clients. Don't make a decision for them. You might say, hey, they can't afford it. You're doing what I said earlier and making that decision. Offer them the opportunity to buy your advisory services. People who've inquired to work with you before, go back to them, even if they've ghosted you or said no. People who have come to any events that you've been talking at or that you've been at, or any networking events, and people who have said not yet, because not yet is not a no, it's not yet. So go back and see if it's a yes now, okay? So the big mistake I see when people are selling advisory is that they ignore warm leads. They assume that current clients can't afford it. Don't assume current clients can't afford it. Have a conversation with them, find out what their situation is, because you could help them get out of that sticky situation. And rather than leaving them where they can't afford it, you could actually help them and get out of that situation, right? And then the biggest one is chasing strangers. So it's much easier to sell to somebody who already knows and likes you and possibly trusts you. So go back to all of your warm potentials rather than just going out and chasing new clients all the time. So keep a simple list of every single person you've spoken to and every person who might be relevant for your advisory services that you know. Follow up regularly. I don't mean once a quarter. I mean once a month. Stay in touch with them regularly, okay? Offer extra help and next steps all the time. So constantly say, hey, I've seen this. Hey, would you like this? Hey, can I help you? Hey, I've got this offer. Hey, I was thinking about you. Just constantly follow up with these people and have multiple touch points. It takes several touch points before someone's ready to buy. Even if they have a sales conversation with you, you need to continue to show them why buying from you is the key thing. So send them frequently asked questions, send them information about your program and how it works, send extra case studies. Even after you've had that sales conversation, keep following up. Stay present with the follow-up. Don't be pushy, just come from a place of service. Really, really key. So let's recap the 5 ways that I've gone through today. 1, design for transformation. Sell the transformation, not the process, okay? 2, create urgency with launches. So make sure that you run campaigns in your advisory journey. So once a quarter, run a campaign. Use one-time session upsells. So sell a VIP, half a day VIP, or a 0 hour or something like that. Get really comfortable with sales, because sales is service, and follow up with all your warm leads, because they're your best bet. It's much easier to convert a warm lead than it is to go out to strangers, okay? This is what we need to remember. Your work changes lives, and if you don't sell advisory to potential clients, you're not changing lives. You're literally just stuck in the weeds being a technician. Getting paid for that work is more than fair, and selling is serving. These are 3 things that you need to constantly be aware of. When you're ready to move into this advisory role and charge the value that you provide and package up your services and sell premium advisory in the one container and then in subscription, then have a look at the attached video to this video, okay, and it explains what we do here at the Business Advisor Academy. And if you'd like to get some help, then click on the link above or below this video for more details and to watch our offer. If you've got any questions, reach out to me on LinkedIn, send me a message on LinkedIn. I'd be more than happy to jump in the messenger and answer any questions that you might have around offering advisory. Share those questions, okay? I can always turn them into a podcast episode or a video episode like this. And have a great day. Thanks for joining me. If you join me live, let me know below, #live. If you've watched the replay, #replay. And if you've got any questions, as I said, reach out at some point. I look forward to working with you. And if you're a current client, thanks for watching. All right, I'll see you all soon. Have a great day. Bye.